Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the end of the week and some mobility and alignment work. Let's make ourselves present, let's make ourselves aware. Let's arrive, however we want to present ourselves today. It's our opportunity to give ourselves some time and space, not just within our minds, but also within our bodies. All the joints, the big ones, we've got shoulders, elbows, hips are the major one where we've got tension around, and knees. So let's have a think about where we are now and maybe just get ourselves ready for the day, get a bit of energy back through the soles of the feet, start looking at those foundations that we form every day around our core, around our core beliefs. So we're looking from the physical state. So maybe let's just start to shake things out, see how we're feeling today. Got any tension in our shoulders? Maybe if you start to roll them back a little bit today. Hopefully, this challenge is going to give you the opportunity to understand that your body can move maybe in some different ways, but with some basic movements that we start to address. So maybe start to do arms high together, lifting up, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Your legs going nice and high. We're paddling the feet, really getting some flexion into the bottom of the sole. So bouncing off the toes, get that blood flowing in the toes. Maybe do some ankle circles on the floor, forwards. You're resting your toe on the floor, ankles forwards, maybe your hips, whatever feels right for you to do it. So start working the toes into the floor, start working the ankles into the floor. Maybe it feels good to put your feet, squash the front of the toes and go back on the ankle, whatever's comfortable for you. Get both of your fronts of your feet warmed up. Knees, knees take such a battering every day. Give them a flop either side. This is your prehab, this is your prevention, your injury, your daily life, your daily work sort of schedule that you go through. Start warming the hips up now. So working up through the body, start working into the hips, your edges, where you can feel that tension. It's your fascia restricting your muscle spindles. The idea is that we start to work into the fascia, side to side, try and keep this posture that we've got this nice straight back, start to learn to use the lumbar to support us from behind and the abs from the front. Sounds ever so basic walking through daily life, but come on, we'll drop our shoulders. The idea is to stand up, stand tall, get some air into the lungs. So with the hips up and away. The idea with these things is to keep a continuous movement for this 15-minute session. We've got that sort of wake up element. We also told our body that we're going to be using different bits, whatever activity we might choose to do next, whether it be a gym session, whether it be a walk, school run, shopping. The idea is that we prepare everything. So keep these hip circles nice and wide. Maybe slow it down a bit off one foot if you feel that you need to get into some of these edges. Just give yourself a bit of a around the hip, ball and socket joint, so it's that sort of connection. Maybe give your leg a bit on your standing leg. Remember, we're doing some balance stuff. Is to give you some coordination so it circles both ways. And at that time, the idea is to keep your core nice and high, nice and straight, tensed. And with the other foot, work into that left hip, nice and wide, the circles, pushing away. Any sort of areas of resistance, maybe you need to twist, keep your foot on the floor perhaps, maybe move your body to get your hips to work. So from side to side, anchor our feet now. And we're going to bring that movement, that gradual movement up and in. So if we were working for a figure eight, or maybe a loop, it's however you're comfortable with. It's hips forward, hips back. So hips forward, work through that range of motion, and hips back. So we've got nice wide circles. And maybe we try and work them the other way. So we're trying to hit, warm up, start to work into the backs of those hamstrings. Nice neutral spine. Start to work into the backs of the hamstrings. As you start to warm up, your muscles will relax. They'll feel safe. Your tendon responses will start to fire. So we'll start to ease into the exercises. Give us an overall reminder of what our muscles do on a daily basis when we use them. Maybe we're reaching up for something. So we'll start to use our shoulders. So we've done our hips and we're going to do some twists. So if we start to look at where we are now, let's keep our feet, foundations in the sand. So we're going to do some rotational stuff. So we're going to start to free up some of this cylinder around us. So the idea is hands out to the side. We're going to use the momentum of our hands to slowly rotate our body. So it's our abs that are pulling us to the left and to the right. So the idea being that the tension or the speed, effectively the resistance against you, can be greater if you dip into it drop a knee, or the other side, as opposed to just hands on hips. Wherever your progression is, wherever you feel that you need it most, we start learning about our bodies again and connecting. So maybe we're going to go to the side bends now. So we're starting to work into the sides of the quads, straight legs, nice neutral straight spine. From the side, we've got that look as if to say we want to keep our body nice and straight. And it's our pelvis that tilts and moves our hips to the side. Maybe we hold it there for a minute. Not a minute, hold it there for a few seconds. The idea is to keep this flow of energy going that we create from the start of the session to the end of the session. If any time you do feel dizzy, lightheaded or faint, take a breather, sit down. Open your chest up. So now we're starting to bend down. We've got that hinge action. So we've got our feet formed in a nice firm base. And we're opening our chest right up. Both sides at the same time. Maybe we're going to work on one side. Maybe we feel that we've got some resistance. So it's across the body. Maybe we get into a star position. So we're going up and across. Pull your arms back. So you've got your left arm pushing against the mirrors in my case. My right back of my right hand pushing against the mirror. So I'm opening up the chest. Nice stretch. And to work, it's the other side. The back of my left hand towards the mirrors and the back of my right hand, front of my right hand towards the mirrors here. Give it a great stretch across the front of the chest, opening up that thoracic compartment. Maybe we turn our arms and join in behind. Maybe we give them a squeeze down. So we're pulling down on these shoulder delts. We're compressing the spine. We're pulling it back down towards our tailbone. Nice breathing. Focus on how we enable that breath to go in through the nose. Use more of our lungs and belly breathing as well. So with our hands behind our back, we've got maybe link our hands in a gun position. And the idea now is we're just going to raise our hands up and bend down at the same time. So when you're ready, take a breath in. Just allow yourself to go down. Use your hands as a guide. The idea is to look out, feel the tension in the bottom of your calves, bottom of your hamstrings, keeping your hands behind you to give yourself a push, still more of a stretch. Breathe out on the way up. Shake it out. And this time, let yourself go a little bit. Some of that tension in the spine. We're just going to flop down. So just allow your body to roll down to the floor, hands nice and floppy. If you feel there's any tension, if you lean forward slightly onto your toes and then lean back, so we're going to be central. So really ground yourself down. I'm going to face you. So the idea now is that we're going to walk our hands, fingertips from the front to the left-hand side. So we've got that circle. We're in our circle, feet facing forwards, hands low. We're going to walk our hands, step our hands around to the left-hand side. You should feel a stretch in the back of your hamstring. Hold that one for a second. And when we've finished, drag, sweep. Oh, no, it's the other side. So we're working into the bottom of our calves. Feel any resistance or change from one leg to the other. And back to the middle. Maybe both arms, both sides. So making a circle shape, semicircle shape with our arms. So we're allowing ourselves to go down maybe that little bit further. Maybe we can hold into the ankles. Maybe we can work into the ankles either side. So wherever's comfortable for you, work into those ankle joints, work into the knee joints. Feel that you're connected to where you're going today. The idea being, at the moment, we're going to add some resistance into things. So the resistance being our body weight. Potentially we can lean. So shake everything out. Everything out of where we were. Hands, feet. Maybe you want to shake them up in the air. Maybe look, check your head movement. Be careful with the neck. The idea is small movements, incremental movements, maybe adjustments with the neck needs to be made, and an awareness of the spinal cord, just to make sure that you're in a safe environment. So give yourself gentle movements or adjustments. Maybe you can feel, maybe you're just not quite awkward. You've slept awkwardly on your pillow. You haven't slept at all. You've created tension. The idea is to get that tension and work it out through your neck and work out your own body. So, resistance exercises. Lift our hands, lift our feet. The possibilities of doing things at the same time. We often just do things with our hands. We're humans. We sometimes neglect the opportunity and the ability for us to do more than one thing at one time. That pat your head and rub your tummy thing that some people can't do is one of those things sometimes that you, sorry, call this one off. Sometimes you don't think you can do it. What reason for? So the idea is, let's get these arms nice and high. Open the chest right up. The resistance we're using is our body weight. So in this example, we're going to use our body weight to shift from one way to the other. We're very linear as humans. We walk in a straight line, we cue. What about some of these side movements? So what I'd invite you to do now is maybe skip across, start to understand moving your feet across in front of the other. So we're starting to get this twist that maybe we don't use every day in life, but it starts to introduce it into a skilled pattern of behavior. We've got a rotational twist. We've got a new functional pattern, a way of moving. And a good way to express this is to give you an example of, if you put one foot in front of the other, slightly crossed or slightly over, so you've got that thing, and maybe just lean back slightly and feel where you can feel some tension. Maybe you've got some tension in your right hip. If you're going to twist, you're going to lean back slightly. You're going to lean forwards. So we're keeping our back leg, our back standing leg straight. Maybe allow the front leg to move, to bend slightly. So you can get into some of those other edges, but you know that safely you've got your standing leg that you can work in and around. Likewise, if we were to go the other way, put our left foot in front of our right foot to work the hip joint on the right-hand side. The idea being, again, you may well find that you've got more maneuverability around one side, maybe your pelvis is slightly tilted. The way that the iliac crest is, sometimes the angle or sometimes some of those awkward points that we've got around the tension around our waist is transmitted or communicated to us with the way that our hips feel, and then what our hips maybe tell us, how we're holding on to some of those energies, emotions. So start to work into those corners, start to feel that you've got more awareness and more knowledge of your own body and your restrictions. So hips, we've addressed our hips today. We've addressed some of the parts of the leg. We've addressed some of the quad, some of the muscles in the quad, but primarily we've done a little bit of hamstring work. So our hamstrings should start to feel as if we've got more flex and sway in them. The idea being that we create some plasticity. So we're able, and invite you at this point in time, maybe we start doing some step backs, which affects you a bit like a lunge. But the idea is there's no pressure for you to drop your knee completely down to the ground. The idea is for you to be stepping back. Sometimes we forwards all the time, but the idea is maybe we rock forward. So it's like the back foot, roll back on this foot, maybe drop this knee a bit. So we've got that lovely motion of a raise, bend your right leg. Maybe we introduce a twist. It's all about how you feel, not only comfortable to work, but equally comfortable to A, demonstrate, or B, encourage other people to move in your family that you care about, and maybe in the morning developing a routine together. Success and partnerships work much better when you've got someone else working with you. So going through the stretches with them on a daily basis, review the videos, is to look at how you can now make a new way to move. So we've got that lovely rock and roll stretch. So the idea is that we drop back and we use the knee to allow us to get that space. Maybe we pull up into the back of the toes, pull the toes back and really feel it in the back of the calf. Everything is a pace. Everything is your pace. So maybe balance and perspective today. Maybe you feel that you're a bit unaligned. So if you do find yourself it's getting a bit overwhelming on a Friday night, we've got the weekend to look forward to. Close down. Give yourself the space. Recognize that we've got a lovely Friday opportunity to embrace the end of the week. Not only the end of the week, we're in the first week through June. Fantastic opportunity to embrace some of the weather we've got and get outside this weekend. So I'd encourage you to get some vitamin D, go outside, enjoy yourselves. But remember this alignment, this commitment, this 28 days is your 28 days to give yourself every day that little boost that you need to your body. So whether you feel the movements are right, moving around all the time, try and stay active. It's that 15 minutes of active brain, active body. It's that active, passive relationship that we're working on to try and shake our body up a little bit, to try and wake it up and trying to get some of those energy, some of the cells back to a position whereby we know we've got some space and some spare capacity. We're not running at maximum because we've got some new skills. So what we've done today is we've given ourselves some space around the hips with some nice circles around the hips. We've given ourselves some space around the shoulders. We've opened up our chest. We've opened up our hips. We've worked a bit into our knees. We've worked our ankles. Maybe we want to shake some stuff out of our fingers. Maybe we've had a hard, tough week. Maybe we want to do some finger stretches. So the idea is that we're starting to work into our fingers. Maybe we give them a rest. So maybe we're going to put them back. Maybe we're going to put them against a wall. Maybe we're going to push forward, maybe we're going to hold them upside down and push that way as well. So really work it into the fingers. The idea being that you've got nice supple fingers, nice supple wrists that allow us to increase our grip strength. Grip strength is something that we'll address over the next few weeks, and the idea being that grip strength can help you prevent you from falling over. It can also give you that extra leverage that you need if you're encountering any resistance, not just in life, in the gym environment or at the beach. It's that grip that we need to carry us through. So a strong grip and strong foundations. I hope today's been useful. Any comments, drop them in the box, and have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.